E-LEVY in Sensemia na akofa semasaba fufro no. Na mamu ya we say E-LEVY no. Aye NDC party a current party a was we omo che campaign time no. Omo che so mo baso aden E-LEVY no. Omba be yefi ono mo na mo de den to boot na nka to boot ye de aba back. Inso be see na E-LEVY no age gon. Ebusia. Afi no aba ha mecho say waba no mesrewa na mo ye de mo subscribe na mo like my penas media. Na me de mu right nsem no mu a. Eye kojo opon nkruma ono aye ono yes kojo opon nkruma ye na ya we say ono ye MP emaye yes of wase ayiribi say ayiribi eno no na na ye ka say E-LEVY no sisi ano party mabas mo ka so be ye fiso ase afi ye wo no mo so ase ade no emre ko nanim saa na ade chena ade sign na still na E-LEVY no wo me no ka so ko sari sika ye tew ucha beta ye yi na de me yakra na ye COVID-11 no COVID-11 minim eso mfaso na sa COVID-11 no eno mpo de minim na ebinom e ka say government no say ye yi E-LEVY no fi so a government no because me hu say join news am make post be say yes say government to lose 6.4 billion if it scraps E-LEVY COVID-19 COVID-19 no KPMG survey. Na government be lose we sesen any omo pocket money at the first place. There's no way some lose we because 6.4 billion now must be losing any loss. It's going back to the citizen, it's going back to people no. I'm at me phone it's can go back to me phone ho into mo lose here. COVID-11 no po minimum so far so me then because say can government no for the people. It's a government lose yes, a government will lose here. A people no magain intend any loss. Ebusia, into kojo upon Krumana, ye be standing some about E-LEVY, still a muy in few muye, Ebusama into your kind.
E-LEVY, COVID levy, 10% levy on bet winnings, and the emissions levy. When now you're 2 hodua, a buy no asha was obey dear free ho. Then I will share any more.
And yet they are me friend, may dear. Omani na ehwenim bieko 2024 about one.
Yes.
MPP ni NDC na age to Moses ato me nsa we o see ifio. O MPP manifesto a ye kire mu kwan a ye be fa so eyi efi ho a enha Ghana. Yini no NDC fo kire ye say ombe yi efi ho. O man kire kwan ombe fa so aso ni sunsun so no ano. Ena utisi krom na obi so obi abeka kire say o hwe nim say sa eto me nsa no e be free ho. But yes, I told me, okay, and this manifesto now, omoye economic promises. I had no any edusomians 273 economic promises. Now what you have seen, you know, I said the entire na ye so na no na ye kaso munya propaganda na me ni nkwadwuma no ho say. Uhwe manifesto ni mu a, bo she bibiri wo ho a, e wo say afi ye ni ko na programs on the bet deliver sa bo she no. Omo kuchi sa programs na dia bantu manifesto ni my economy ni nko ano omo 273 commitments and our promises intinya 3 taxes we see 3 taxes we fi wa kan yema be 270 omo share boss on be on the economy. Of course we expect this on be ni nyina afi baako, but here we decline no yes nsuo beto if you no pa agro beto if you no pa nsuo beto from decline into we expect this first year we say you know key foundational economic commitments no on be ho adwuma ewo budget we nti dia nipa hwe nim and it's first of all yes sir promises me and we na yakese 24-hour economy na yakese pa ma ibi omo friend no economic transformation agenda and we say ade a hu hia on pa or manifesto nim omo bibi omo friend economic recovery program and we say ade a ewo omo manifesto nim Women's Bank or manifesto nim. I mean, the name be brave or manifesto nim. Who expect to say akesi any day. First one we say no. Be 2 amount.
Then we take kojo upon Kruma. Ono sunu sem kakra wa che no na. NDC campaign time no mo ba so no. Omo ye 273 campaign promises. Yeah. 73 campaign promises are mo ye. It's the end there. You bet Sisiano, you to me rush it and say, Mobile, Munya, Emre wom, ye be my America crab because a bibia and kakra. In 10 year, E-LEVY and first na Ghana for no strempo say omunyin fi ho cause enye easy wo send sky yeto wo yi ayeto and I say oh ebusua baby okoto ade wo malls no mu a wo so a E-LEVY no covid levy hwan ewom minim de covid levy no eso mfa so me personally me minim de eye intend de kojo opon kuma nisem kakra o che wo na eye professor Stephen Adei odno so che say E-LEVY no say ye fi wa eye wrong wrong say be E-LEVY ni fi o papa ye na ye blow ye no ebia wo de nkamo ebusua mumba yentie de professor eka.
Some of the taxes are even difficult to correct, and therefore those are we must look at.
So you don't think that the way to go is scrapping these taxes as the president has promised?
Rationalizing that means that some of them will be eliminated, some of them will be kept, some consolidated, but the effective tax rate is what you aim at. In other words, when all of them are together, then you say the average tax rate will be about, say, 20%. That's about reasonable. But in this case, some are paying cumulatively about 45%. Some are paying nothing because we cannot find them. And that is, we'll come back to that. That's why, for example, I have always felt that it is wrong to remove E-LEVY.
It is wrong.
It is wrong.
But that's a levy that a lot of Ghanaians protested against.
What they will protest against and what its impact on the economy is different. There are other taxes. So, well, there should have been a look at it, rationalizing it, reducing the multiplicity of it, and then also finding the ones which are cutting across, easier to collect, and then, but at the end of the day, there's a need for much rationalization than the politically correct one of, that's what the Kufuor said. And he actually multiplied the taxes. At the end of the day, if the government doesn't have the revenue to match the expenditure,
and I want to come to you very shortly, Mr. Quay, but I just want clarity from what you just said, Prof. You're saying that these promises of scrapping taxes, like we heard from former President Akufo-Addo, like you just cited, these are just political stances, and eventually they are not going to be able to do it. Because you cited what the former president said and didn't do.
What would happen is that they may leave one and then have to find other sources. That's how the multiplication came. Oh, they immediately canceled this levy, that, and they found out that they needed the money and brought in far more complicated ones. And so I think that it is one thing making a political statement and one thing ruling the country. But the way President Mahama put it, he has no choice but to scrap the E-LEVY and the betting taxes and find another way of replacing it. And I think that any other way will be messier than the E-LEVY.
Send the utie profile. Nin some no so de kakra de ato no so na agent share na wachire no so ono so wachire na agent. Uso oje un sen comment section o so twa agent share no. Aha penas media message say ne na waba ha. Message so be like no subscribe. No wa share ma obi foforo bi so akebi no so ahwe bi. Medase.